how to create roles, how to create subscriptions, and how to manage alerts in Power BI service. Hi, I am M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. In this video, we are going to see how to create alerts, how to create subscription, and how to create the roles that we have in Power BI service. So let's walk into it. I have my sample report which I have published to my Power BI service. So as soon as you have published to your Power BI service, we can do lot of things. Out of those, first in the last video, we have seen that how to create a dashboard. All right. So now let me give you a real-time example where you can clearly understand what is meant by subscription in Power BI service. So here, most importantly, we all know that we have something called as subscribe option in YouTube. Am I right? So every video we have, or every channel if you go, we have some subscribe option where we subscribe it. So what will happen when we click on subscribe to a particular channel? So whenever the channel is giving us any new videos, or whether the channel is giving us any new updates about the videos, or whether the channel is giving us some information through a poster, through a short, so we will get all these informations notified as soon as we click on subscribe. Am I right? We'll get a notification that okay, a new video has been uploaded, a new video has been posted, a new short has been posted, okay, some poster has been posted, or a quiz has been asked. So something like this, we get notified to our particular phone. Am I right? So now the point is that in the same way, we have the subscription option in our Power BI service as well. So what will happen with this particular Power BI subscription? So the point here is that in a report, when you give a subscription, then any sort of changes that you are trying to do in that particular report after you get published, right? Whenever you are trying to do any sort of changes to your report, when you publish it to a Power BI service, then you will get notified to your email that these are the changes or these are the updates that you have received from that particular report. So how should I create that particular subscription? Okay, so as soon as you click on these three dots in your Power BI report, we have an option called subscribe to a report. So when we click on this subscribe to a report, it will ask us few details. So the details such as, so we have got a subscription. So it is asking us to create a subscription. As we don't have any subscription, let us create a subscription. I am clicking on create a subscription and it is asking me to give a name of our subscription. So let me give a report itself. Okay, report subscription. Okay, so to whom should you give this subscription? Okay, so who should get notified when do you do or get some updates in this particular report? So enter that particular person's email ID there, organization's email ID. It will not accept your Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Rediff Mail, Hotmail. No, not a personal email. You have to give your organization's email ID and you need to schedule a date. Okay, so what is the start date that this subscription should start and on what date this subscription should end? It is not compulsory that you need to give an end date, but yeah, if you give it, it will be in a specific time period. So I have given a start date of today's date. And when should you get it, this subscription? Okay, hourly, weekly, daily, or monthly? So I click on daily, and what is the time? So every day at morning 9:15 a.m. I need to get the subscription notification to my particular email ID, and what is the time zone. Then finally you can click on save. So by saving this one, what will happen? Any sort of updates or the changes are happening in a data, or if you have pinned something to a live, then obviously you will be getting notified every day morning at 9:50 a.m. to your email ID. So that is one thing. So this is how your subscription can be created. Now, what is meant by the roles in Power BI? What is meant by role? So let me give you a small example. So I am the owner of this report which I have created. Am I right? I am the owner of this report that I have created. So now the point is that as I am the owner of this report, I might call my name as admin. Am I right? So I am the admin where I have opened my Power BI desktop, I have implemented DAX function, I have transformed the data, and I have prepared a report out of it, and I have published it to my Power BI service. Okay, so I am the owner, so it means that I am the admin. I have all the rights of what I have done to my particular report. So now in the same way, if you come to the workspace, whenever you place your cursor on your workspace name that you have created, you find three dots here. So click on it and click on workspace access. Okay, so workspace access. So I am the admin. As you can see that under my name you have something called as admin. So now if I would like to add some other person, now what is the use of this role? It is nothing but, okay, so I am the admin of my particular report. If I want to share this particular workspace, I'm not talking about the report. If I want to share this particular workspace to someone, I can give the access to that particular person through this manage access option. So now whenever you are giving an access to the particular colleague or your friend or your team leader or your project manager or someone in the organization, then you can select what kind of access you would like to give it to them. For example, a admin can give access to another admin. Okay, so what all the rights that I have, so my colleague, if I give him also as an admin, then he also have all the rights what I also have in my particular report. So that is first thing. So let me show you what kind of roles we have. We have 4 roles: admin role, contributor role, member role, and viewer role. Okay, so I'm clicking on add people. So as soon as you give any particular person's name or email ID, and you need to give what kind of it is, whether you would like to give him as an admin, whether you would like to give him as a member, whether you would like to give him the access as a contributor, or you would like to give him the access as a viewer. So if it is very obvious that, okay, viewer is nothing but that he or she can just view the report or the workspace that I have given the access to them, right? So, and a member and a contributor, I don't find lot of differences between this member and contributor. But member, what they can do, they can change the visual. Okay, they can change the position of the visual. They can do some sort of they can contribute something to their particular report. But a contributor, he can delete the particular report and he can take a new report. Okay, he can copy the data. So these kind of things that a contributor can do. So whichever the access you would like to give, it is up to you. For example, if I give my colleague's name or email ID, then I give him the access as a viewer, then they will get an access just to view the workspace. Okay, so this is how a roles can be created and can be shared your whole workspace you can share among the organization, right? So between your colleagues or your team leaders or the general managers. So whenever we are trying to create a role, please make sure that you give the proper access. Okay, for example, there is a team A who is purely working on this particular creating a report, and there is some team B who is working on some other part of development. So now the point is that they don't want to drag the information out of it. They don't want to change some visuals out of it in the existing report that you have shared with them. No, they just want to see what kind of visuals they have kept, because they would like to know what is the data, and from that data they would like to do some part of development. So there is no point of giving them the access as a member. There is no point of giving them the access as a contributor. Okay, it is good that they give the access as a viewer. So please be very confident in what kind of role you are giving to your particular person with whom you are sharing your workspace, because finally, being an admin, you need to face the consequences if any sort of damage or changes happen with the particular report or the data. Okay, this is how you can create a subscription, and this is how you have to create a access to the report that you have, workspace that you have created. Now I'll come back to my dashboard that I have created. Okay, now I'll show you how to create alert. What is meant by alert? Okay, let me give a small example. Okay, we all know that, okay, we have a dams, in every part of districts, we have dam, okay, we have reservoirs and all. So there is a limit, right? So if this particular limit, the water comes, then an alert will be sent to the control room, and these people, they will lift the gates in order to flow the water out of the dam and all so on. So in the same way, if we take a particular report, okay, in a Power BI, okay, there are only 3 visuals where we can create the alert options. We can manage the alert options. Number 1, it is card chart. Number 2, it is gauge visual. Number 3, it is KPI. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I have my card chart, which is my total customers is 793. Okay, so if I pin my total sales, okay, it again it changes. Now I am creating an alert option to this particular card chart, how to create it. So as soon as you go with your dashboard, in the tile you can see these three dots and you have an option called as manage alerts. Click on this manage alerts. I did not create any alert at all to manage, so I have to create a new alert here. So I am clicking on add alert rule. My rule for the alert title is total customers. Okay, I'm not going to change the name. And now the point is that, see this, so my threshold is 793. If my customers goes above 793, then I have to get an alert. If my customers are going below 793, I have to get an alert. I'll get an alert to my email. Okay. So if you want to increase the value, for example, my current customers are 793. In future, my customers might improve. So how much they will improve? Let me consider some 1000. If my customers count, or a total customers count, if it crosses above 1000, then I have to get an alert. Okay. If my customers are going below it, yes, I have to get an alert. When should you get an alert? For every 24 hours or once in an hour? It's up to you. You choose whatever the possible option you have. Send an email. Okay. Now I'm clicking on save and close. As soon as I click on save and close, if my customers count reaches more than 1000, I will get an alert notification to my email. So this is how you have to create alerts. This is how you have to create subscriptions, and this is how you have to give the workspace access by giving the roles as admin, member and contributor and as a viewer to the respective colleague or the teammates of your organization. So thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.